What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda. Welcome to my channel. You know what day it is. It is Tuesday, and we are here to get into the King's Court. It is season 1, episode 3. Y'all like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell. You hit the notification bell, and then you'll know when I'm over here running my mouth. So, how are y'all enjoying the season so far with these kings over here? It's cool. I think I like it. I like it. I'm ready to, do away with some of these girls. I know it's only episode 3, but I feel like because there's so many women over here, these guys can't really, not all of them, because it seems like your boy, Boozer, Carlos, seems like he's not having any problems committing to what it is he likes. But poor Tyson has way too much on his plate. And I feel like Thaddeus might be suffering from the same, he has options, but he has too many options. So I feel like after next week, we need to start dwindling down to what's for real. So let's get into this last episode. Last week, Raquel and Lexi did everyone a favor and exited the building themselves. They eliminated themselves. I think that's whack, eliminating yourself because you don't want to get sent home. It's not that serious. You could have went out, go out big. Don't go out like a sucker. Y'all was 2 suckers going out over there, but the rest of the ladies don't care. They like, thank you for your time. Have a nice day. Let's get a few more of these women out of here. Like I said, I just think you can't form any real connections when you're bouncing from person to person like that. So I'm not really mad at how Mr. Boozer is playing the game. He got a reputation out there, but for me, I'm not mad at it. Hey, Miss Shayna, are you watching the show? Shayna? Or are you just over here, because that's what you do. You be supporting your people out there. I want y'all to go over to Shayna's channel. She's Shayna_MCD, and she gets into the housewives, and she gets into the BMF of it all. Oh my God, Shayna, BMF. This last episode, like, really had my nerves. For real, for real. Anyway, let me know. Let me know if you're watching the show. Let me know what you think about this show. I feel like you were. I feel like you said something about, you was thinking that Carlos, how you like the way Carlos is moving? I'm definitely not mad at it. He has a connection with Janae. And, Carlos makes it a point to slip off with Janae from time to time because that's his girl. He's made a decision that that's his girl, and it is what it is. Lucille on your last nerves. Not just, sorry, y'all. It's a little BMF conversation happening right now. Lucille is on my last nerves too. And so is Terry and Markeisha. You think Carlos is moving the way you're supposed to? I agree with that. I feel like, if you find somebody you like, then you're supposed to focus on that because whatever Tyson is over here doing, entertaining his damn self. Anyway, Boozer, Carlos, he always finds a moment to get away with Janae, and they have conversations about what they like, what they want, where they've been, and it's not this whole weird energy between him and her where she's just letting it flow. It seems very natural. For me, it seems natural. I see the connection. I think they look great together. So let's see, what happens. What happens? Felicia's trying to lock down Tyson with a back rub. I mean, whatever you got to do, girl. I don't know. Like, for me, I think locking down Tyson is not the best plan that you can have. But if that's the way you want to go with it, then, by all means, please do. It's working for her because, for the most part, Tyson enjoys being around her. And I think it's because Felicia has the art of going with the flow. She's not over here there's 14 women in the house at this point. I don't know how he's supposed to make a decision right away. He's He's exploring his options. He wants to taste all the dishes. He doesn't want to eat over here having leftovers. He wants to see. I think it sounds terrible to say, but I also think in my mind, I want to see too first. Like I don't want to like be getting connected to something and then something else I want come in the door and I've already like jammed myself up. So, I don't think Tyson is being deceitful or deceptive with his way of moving. He's moving quite out loud. You know what I'm saying? And so you either like it or you don't. Um, he's saying he wants to lock down with her. Now, I'm not sure if I believe all that, Tyson, but I do believe he likes her. He likes having her around. And I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't. She's gorgeous, and I don't remember what her occupation is, but I think she does something. She's independent on her own. So we got new people, new girls. I hope this is the last batch. I don't think it is. I know that we're going to need at least one more, but here's a bunch of new girls. So, what do we know about these new girls? Let me see. I just gotta get over here to the cast, like on the Google, so I can get all the information about these new ladies. I don't remember, to be honest, any of them standing out in particular, except for maybe Catherine. I think that's her name. Um, Dang, there's so many ladies in here that we don't even really spend no time with. It's only been 2 episodes. This is the 3rd episode, but still, that's a lot of people in this short amount of time. Anyway, new lady, Catherine. Catherine's pretty. She's grown. Catherine is 50. She's an empty nester. Catherine is ready to find her life partner. The mom of one lives in Detroit, Michigan, and works in a cybersecurity. She's 50 years old, making her the oldest woman on the show. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think that matters. She seems very confident. She's very beautiful and, yeah, having a good time. That doesn't bother Catherine. It doesn't seem like it bothers her. So, as a newbie, I like her so far. Demi is a 34-year-old singer and producer living in New York City. She says that in past relationships, she would shrink her personality to make her partner more comfortable. I think that's terrible. Demi, don't do that. She's 34 years old. That's grown enough. I feel like you should have experienced some things in your life where don't do that. I don't even think the partner necessarily is going to want that. And if that's what he wants, then by all means, dismiss him. He needs to go. Hey, Kiwan. Kiwan, are you watching the show? Yeah, I don't think we need any new ones after this. Denitra is 35. She's from Cummings, Georgia. She's an account manager. She wowed the Kings on episode 3 with her wrestling persona. We'll get into that. If that's all she has to offer, then get her out of here. I'm just saying, the bio talks about her outfit in the first scene. Tari can go. I'm sorry, Tari, but I don't know what's wrong with you, but you're a little bit too much. You're not watching the show, Kiwan. You need to check it out. It's cute. Even if you don't review it, it's the key. You know what I'm saying? We like these dating shows over here. Tari is a 37-year-old model from Atlanta. Girl, at 37, I hate to break it to you. What else you got? Because unless you're like Cynthia Bailey or somebody who made her, way very early on, I've never seen you before. You look like a model. I'm not going to take that away from you. But at 37, what else you got? Nothing. Nobody asked her to do anything. These are the new girls. And I feel like because there's so many, they're cutting it real quick. But this is in the bio. Tari and Denitra, if they don't have any more to say about you than that, I mean, enough said. Child. They got introduced to the guys at a gym, it looked like. So we get a chance to see Thaddeus come out on stage and do his WWF thing. I have never been a fan of wrestling, so I don't WWF. Um, I think Thaddeus is fine, but I don't need to see him wrestle. It was, I guess it was a SmackDown. Some people like the SmackDown. It's not really my thing. So the ladies, this is another thing. This is their first season, so I guess it's the first season of the Kings. Like I said, I didn't watch the Queens, but I feel like this is the third one, and they should work out a little bit of these like glitches. I'm gonna call it a glitch. If the ladies are gonna be competing for things, then it needs to be a real competition. This is like you had the ladies dress up to compete for a date, and the competition was dressing up as their alter ego. I mean, I guess, child. Serenity. Who was Serenity? That's Denitra. Denitra, her character was Serenity. Serenity didn't look like Serenity. She looked like Sailor Moon. So she dressed up as Sailor Moon, and she won the attention of Thaddeus because he liked her outfit. Her outfit was outfitting. Thaddeus likes the outfit. I guess he's a wrestler, so he's used to these weird costumes and things. Catherine, her costume was Electra. She was dressed as a Greek goddess, and she won a date with Tyson. I was kind of surprised by that. Tyson is just trying everything. Like, there's no rhyme or reason in anything he's doing. He just picking people like, okay, Electra, I'll take it. See something different, and I'm gonna try something different. So that's what he's doing. This girl, Demi, what does she do? She came as a Catwoman or something. Yeah, she was in a leopard cat suit, and it was unremarkable, Demi, I guess. I think this challenge was stupid, so I'm not even gonna give it to them. Like, she found a cat suit that fit into her alter ego. I guess a leopard print cat suit kind of says a little something about you. She filled it out nicely, so there you go. Then Tari, here she come. She got to be a dominatrix in what do you call that plastic stuff? Fabric. I should know, I know. But right now it's, a mess. My mind can't wrap my head around it. Anyway, latex, that's what it is. She had on a latex cat suit with a mask dressed as a dominatrix. And I feel like that's probably something she does. She seemed very comfortable in her role, but, it didn't do much for her. Now, she rolled on that stage and she was very seductive, and she stood up in some 17-inch heels, took 2 steps, and then wobbled all over the place and trying to avoid, falling down and making a complete fool of herself. And they were entertained by it, but not enough to ask her on a date. So out of these three women, she's the only one that did not get chosen. She's a whole lot of extra. Then they brought the other girls in. So they said 6 out of the 10 girls couldn't make it. And I'm like, that's too many women, for God's sakes. 6 out of 10. These are your options. The old girls, the not that old girls, and then the brand new girls. So for some reason, Janae, Idlewife, Kat, and Sarah, were not feeling well. And I'm like, how did they all get sick? From what? They didn't look sick. They just weren't, or they were just under the weather, or production said, that's too many. That's too many women. Some of y'all could take a break. Janae, you already got a boyfriend. So go ahead and let him get out and, meet some new people. Because if you go, he's taking her on a date, and that's a wrap. They let them all free in the gym, and they have to fight for the next, open spots. There's going to be a date, and these guys are going to take 3 women. Well, they've already chosen their first one, so now they got to, choose, the other 2 people that are going on a date with them. Tari beeline for Thaddeus. And I mean, when I say beeline, it was like in a scary way. And, he was open to having a conversation with her. He was talking to Ariel, and I think that's his favorite right now. He was talking to her and dismissed her. This is the thing about Ariel, too. She's another one that's not out here acting all jealous. He told her, like, he needed a minute to go ahead and do his thing, and she gladly walked away. But before, Miss Tari could, get her conversation started, Dr. Shawana came in blocking. And it didn't work out the way I think she wanted it to. So then she ended up backing off. I think she's very thrown off by that whole being called aggressive thing. And now she doesn't know how to temper it. She doesn't know how to be, her assertive self without feeling like she's doing too much. So hopefully she gets out of that funk, because, you're going to have to compete, girl. You came over here. I don't find that this is something I could take seriously. As if I went on some show like this as a contestant, I'm just going to have to be here to play the game. There's no way I'm going to be able to show up over here thinking I'm about to find love with someone. So, my strategy would be, be agreeable and be, flirtatious and, be a positive energy to have around. If you lurking around in the bushes throwing looks across the room, then that's a buzzkill. Tyson locks Felicia in on his number 2. So whatever she was doing over there in that lounge chair when she was giving him a back rub, but honestly, she was just being regular, asking regular questions. I think she asked him something like, what does he like to do, to relax? And he said he likes to be by the pool, and he definitely likes to jump out of a plane. Anyway, I feel like those are regular get to know you questions. That means you never know what you're going to get with Mr. Tyson. And he said he liked to keep his women on their toes. Women, plural. That's what he said. So you might be relaxing or you might be jumping out of a plane. Depends on which mood you're in or what mood he's in. Because clearly they're over here to servitude, wife things. Felicia is good at stealing her moment. So instead of bursting in while he's in the middle of a conversation with somebody else, she kind of has managed to slide in and get her own moment by herself. And it's working for her. While she's over there and they're filling each other up and smooching and hugging and things, the other girls are sitting back, glaring and looking a fool. Because Tyson has a long list of ladies that would like to go on a date with him, apparently. Thaddeus asked Brianna for a moment. So I guess Carlos put him up on to her, like she's real cool people to have around. I said last week she was giving positive energy. So that matters. When you got to go on a date with 2 other women, nobody wants to sit around looking at y'all be catty with one another and glaring at each other. It's supposed to be fun. We're all on a date. And, she gives that energy. She's a good looking lady too. Like when she stood up, her outfit was fire. She was wearing it. I love her big bushy hair. Maybe it because, I have big bushy hair. So she looked great. He did this thing where he leaned on her shoulder and I didn't like it. Like she's one of the guys and she's definitely not one of the guys. When she was standing in front of him, I don't know how he didn't see anything other than a, tall goddess, but he did end up asking her to be his number 2 spot. So now he got, the girl. Who did he get for the first one? Denitra. He got Denitra from, the introduction of the new ladies. Then he got Brianna. I think it's funny, like Thaddeus, not Thaddeus, Carlos has a certain type. And although he thinks Brianna is very cool, she's definitely not his type. He has that athlete's girlfriend. That's what he likes. But anyway, she's locked in for a date. So that means she's cool. She won't be going home this week. Liliana got a date out of Tyson, but her energy is so sour. Liliana wants to lock this man down, like for real, like as if as if he's not on a show with all these other women. I don't understand like what her expectation is. So, and now, her weird energy is making him feel uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, he took her on a date. He's giving you another shot. He's giving you another shot to woo him back in. So, will she do it? Hell no. Tyson is around there acting like somebody's dirty old uncle. The way he's like, yeah, girl, come here, girl. Let me put my hands on you, girl. Let me drink your bathwater, girl. Tyson, cut it out. He's going to be single probably for the rest of his life. And I think that's kind of probably what he wants. He wants things like babies and not wives. He likes girlfriends that want to all be in the pool with him at the same time. And child, Thaddeus added Ariel to his list as his number 3. Like, he liked her. Dr. Shawana, and she's also a doctor, so y'all have that in common. He enjoyed their conversation. She wore some pants with the booty out. He likes that. He's, like I said, a wrestler, so he likes that, those costumey type things. She's spicy, but she's probably fun. So again, I can see why he picked her. He didn't call her aggressive either. So, and she's given aggressive energy. Honestly, she's given the same kind of energy that Dr. Shawana was giving, but she's a tight little package and she's very bubbly. So, girl, you came to compete. If Thaddeus is what you want, then you need to figure out how to slide in there, get your moment. He said he likes that. Carlos went ahead, since she was like out with Thaddeus. Carlos went ahead and scooped her up and made her his number 2 date. Now, they both know that there's nothing between the two of them, but Carlos asked her to come because he's over here picking friend vibes so he doesn't disrespect his true love, Janae. I didn't put Janae up here because Janae was absent. She's missing from the family photo, unfortunately. It's all right. She secured her man. He also invites Steph. I think Steph is another safe pick. She's a good time girl. Steph don't have no connections with nobody. She went over there with Tyson, but I feel like, first of all, she's too young for Tyson. Not that he doesn't like them young, because I think he likes them young, old, and in between. I think it's because Tyson will be wasting her time, and she doesn't need to waste her time on him. She's not necessarily a standout over here either. So, when we putting people on the chopping block, I'm torn between whether Steph should go or whether she should stay. Thaddeus plans this date with his 3 picks. And they called it's not bowling and it's not football. It's foaling. It looks stupid. I don't know. Anyway, you take and throw a football at some bowling pins. I guess, child. They had a decent time. He said that Ariel and Denitra look very fit and look very athletic, but they couldn't play worth a darn. Brianna is kind of awkward. She's not like athletic in the way she moves, but she absolutely showed him a good time. He laughed. They were on the same team together. She probably won, but she managed to make that basket after she made all that awkward bouncing of the ball last week. So I think he likes her. At least enough to be around. Like, I feel like she's the homie. I don't think he likes her like he likes Dr. Ariel. But to be honest, I'm not a fan of Dr. Ariel. Something about her, what did she say? She was engaged 3 times. Is she the one that was engaged 3 times? I don't know. Something about her is a little off for me. They, like I said, they look like they had a good time. Tyson Tyson took his dates breakdancing. For what? Tyson be making stuff up, talking about back in the day. He got his modeling start from the Source magazine. Oops, wrong one. He got his modeling start from the Source magazine. So his introduction into stardom was through hip hop, and then he has these ladies over here spinning down on the floor breakdancing. Now Catherine is 50. She gave those ladies a run for her money. Liliana, with a name like Liliana, I would expect her to be able to move a little bit better than that, but she was real stiff. Her hips lie. You know what I'm saying? You know how, what's the name? Shakira's hips don't lie. Well, Liliana's hips is the lying hips that lie because they was lying, because they was not moving. She was real stiff. Felicia, I don't know what she was doing. She wasn't exactly moving a whole lot either. At the end of the day, Catherine wins a solo date with Tyson. They actually had a good conversation. Catherine is mature. She's not at all intimidated by these ladies. She's coming in here focused on herself, and as she should be. I feel like she can go far if she keeps doing what she's doing. Detroit, she's a Detroit player. That don't surprise me. Detroit got flavor. I'm just saying. So, and it's gonna be different than whatever these girls got going on over here. Tyson asked her about children. They were talking about children, and they have a great connection. They were talking about chess, and she was saying how the king is supposed to be protected by the queen, and I was like, yeah, I guess, girl, to blow that smoke. I hope that's what you were doing. And then they had this conversation about their kids. Her daughter is in medical school, and she's an empty nester, so she's out here ready to get her groove back, just like Stella. They have that much in common. But Tyson wants another baby. Why? Tyson, why? I don't believe you. I feel like you pulled that out of your ass, because Catherine is not some young girl that you can be out here playing with. And you know that if you pick her, that she is going to match your energy. And I don't think you're capable of handling that type of pressure. So you throw the one thing out there, having babies, that this lady is not interested in having at no 50 years old. You 54 years old and you want some babies around the house. Not why you got 15 girls, sitting on your lap around the pool. Where the kids gonna be? Tyson, you just be making stuff up. Carlos took his group on a golf date. It was cute. He's being very respectful of Janae. He's clearly thinking about her, while he's on his date. What's this lady? Demi might be a little bit delusional. I don't know. But she wanted him to help her. Can you help me, like physically help me hit the ball? He went in for it, but he wasn't. It ain't a thing, girl. Shawana was like, he is locked in with Janae, girl. It's okay though. And Steph is just here for a good time. She's just here so she don't get fined. I'm not mad at the way he's moving, honestly. He wasn't even disrespectful to his connection with her not being there. He was nice. They had a good time. Shawana feels like he's the homie, and I feel like that's what you're supposed to do. He took her on a date so she didn't have to deal with that pressure of elimination. So at least, she has a connection with Carlos on a friend level. Very smart, Dr. Shawana. Now, I mean, that's only going to last for so long. At some point, you're going to have to figure out how to get your man back. Stop playing around, because these ladies are not playing around. This lady, what's her name? Tari, that be doing too daggone much. She met Thaddeus, and straight out the gate, I don't know what he was eating, but she met Thaddeus and immediately told this man she should lick the sugar off his face. And I'm like, what? You just got here. I don't know why she thought that was appealing. because it wasn't. It was kind of gross. Like, I don't think that's working for you. Like, I'm sure it works for some things, but I don't think that's gonna work for this. You just gonna lick a stranger. That don't make no dang on sense. So all the dateless girls are back at the house, and they're sitting by the pool having a conversation, and Sarah is having trouble um competing against the other women. She said, "Hey, Elsie," she says she dated a celebrity. There was a lot of cheating involved. Now I'm finding out that Sarah used to be on the Shaz of Sunset. Now, I don't think she was the main character, but I do kind of remember. I didn't go back and look, but I do kind of remember she was a friend of at some point. They were bringing her around, and she said she dated a celebrity that was cheating, and they asked her who was it, and she said she wasn't gonna say his name. I can't remember where I heard this from. I wish I could remember, but I do know they said that it was probably R. Kelly, not Robert, that she was over here dating. Was she down to the house locked in the room with Portia? I don't know. But she's, having issues with the competition. Now, what did you come over here for? Um, like I said, they're sitting by the pool, and Tari thinks that's crazy. She said Tyson is like the most desired over here, the most flirtatious, and you're over here talking about you don't, can't handle, you know, watching him date other women when that's the premise of the show. He hasn't even made it seem like he's trying to lock her down in the least bit. Anyway, I don't see where at any point they had a date, but Tyson has not really been giving her attention like that unless we're just not seeing it. Um, He appears from out of nowhere while they're at the pool, and he finds himself in a tub of ice with Kat. And I guess, girl, Tyson got all the ladies. He's got Kat in the ice tub with him. Then Tati is in there screaming like she's having, the world's best orgasm. I was like, oh my God, get her out of here. She is doing so much. Ugh. And the way she communicates is trash. Like, even when she was talking to Sarah, I didn't disagree with what she was saying, but the way she said it, and then she bust out with, "That's why you ain't got no man." Sarah says something about the women having attitudes or dealing with women's attitudes. And again, I don't know, like, what you thought was going to happen over here. Did you think you were just going to be going on one-on-ones? I don't know. How much information do they actually have? You came with a suitcase, so you knew you were staying. And you probably should have assumed that other women would be too. What's her name? Tati is like, that's crazy. Everybody has an attitude. But then she busts out with, "That's why you ain't got no man." You ain't got one either, girl. That's a fact. So whatever that is you're talking about don't make sense. It makes sense, but not that part. So like I said, Tyson is in this tub of ice with Kat and Tari. Tari's getting on everybody's nerves, especially mine. She just got here. I feel like everything that she's tried to do has come off so ick. She slithered in there and rolled all on the mat and, damn near bust her ankles. Then she came over to ask this man if he would like her to lick his face. "No, thank you. I would not, strange lady. Not met you before. Do not lick my face." Now she over here, starting beef with Sarah because for no reason, just I guess trying to have a moment. And then she's over in the hot tub, not the hot tub, the cold tub, the tub full of ice over here screaming, as if Tyson is, busting it down. So they have the final mixer. Everything is really choppy. That's why we need these ladies to be gone, because there's like the dates are not giving, it's just real quick. We're not getting a whole lot of information on these dates. We're not seeing who's actually connecting with people and who are not. And so it makes it difficult when we get over here. We just have to go based on who we haven't seen. So, we're at the final mixer for them to try to decide who's going to end up at that elimination dinner. Catherine is having a conversation with Thaddeus and let him know, "Yeah, I seen you too," as she should. And he's clearly enjoying the conversation. He said Tyson is looking to have more kids. He is not. So him and Miss Catherine seem to be catching a vibe. And every time he catches a new vibe, Dr. Shamia, Dr. Shawana. Dr. Shawana, you're going to be sliding on out the picture. I think sooner or later he's going to peep that Ariel is too much. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Thaddeus and Catherine. I like Catherine. She ain't worried about, what's going on with these girls. She understands the game. She knows what she came here to do. Acquired Thaddeus because Tyson don't make sense. And neither does Carlos Boozer. Liliana and Tyson have this moment, and she's questioning him like he's her man. And he's literally like, I would prefer not to talk about that. I would prefer to go ahead and talk about something else. And I'm like what, Tyson? He doesn't want to have any discussions, I feel like, about locking things down. Tyson just wants to have a good time. Liliana is acting like he owes her some type of explanation about things, and he does not. Girl, I took you on a date on a TV show. We jumped out of an airplane. If you didn't want to do it, you should have said no. Girl, I don't know what she thinks this is. Tyson said pretty much, let us all know. As soon as he feels uncomfortable, he is going to run. So I don't even know, what does that look like in a real relationship? Tyson said he has no problems ghosting the ladies. So he did say, when we first started, that he had DM'd Miss Brickell. And then nothing else happened after that. So Liliana has too much focus on Tyson's other connections, and she's wasting time when she has one-on-ones with him, getting connected herself. I don't know what she thinks, that she just show up and do nothing, and that automatically makes her, his top option, because that's not logical. You're not even getting to know the man. You over here chastising him about getting to know other people. And that's what he's doing. I feel like if that conversation had gone in a completely different direction and she spent more time this time like she did the first time when they were getting to know each other, then he's not feeling uncomfortable. To be honest, even though he'd be ghosting people, I would feel uncomfortable too if I got you, I like you, but you want me to say something that I'm not ready to say because, I'm trying to go see what Felicia got going on after I have this conversation. It's not ready to pick yet or ever. I'm not trying to be with somebody that says that they will ghost you, in a heartbeat. He's saying that it's just a normal thing to say and a normal emotion to feel. Thank you, El Cid. Hit the like button while you're here. If you're on the replay, then go ahead and hit the like button over there too. What was I saying about this child, Tyson? Yeah, I would not really want to be interested in getting in a relationship with somebody who is so easily ready to run when he's uncomfortable. After, the honeymoon is over, it's a whole lot of uncomfortable, so he got married and divorced in the same year. So while they was over there Googling Carlos, they should have been Googling Tyson to see. I don't think these ladies care. They just want to be, in his presence. Tyson is giving Ray J, on a very mild, very, very mild level. Not all the way there, crazy like Ray J, but he's definitely giving Ray J energy. He's just here to act a fool. Next week, we see Liliana at the elimination table snapping out because, clearly she didn't get chose. I don't understand that energy either. I don't understand why I'm at an elimination table snapping out because I wasn't a match with this man. I just told you seconds ago about his ability to disappear, within seconds with no regrets. So what are you really mad about? Tyson, his appointment book is fully booked and busy. He's got a lot of dates to have. So if you're gonna be in your feelings, then you might as well don't even come over here. I feel like Tyson don't even necessarily feel like he looked at that list like, oh, this is exhausting. Let's just all meet at the pool. We call it one big date together. There's a new face now next week. Now they have a matchmaker or somebody come in and say that she's absolutely sure that she can find a match for these three gentlemen. I'm guessing her match or matches are not the same as these ladies that are already here. We did see one face. I don't recall her name, but what I do know is she has caught the eye of Tyson and Carlos. Carlos has been very much, loyal to his dear, Janae, the love of his life that he just met the other day. They have had a good connection up until now, but Carlos sees something else he likes. So let's see how Janae, who has been very comfortable as his girlfriend, let's see how she handles this new person. Yeah, that's it for this week, y'all. So far I'm in it. It's very interesting to see how these three different guys navigate all these different women. It's hard, I'm sure, as on the women's side to, be trying to connect with somebody, but also like it's a competition. And then as far as the men go, I feel like these guys are used to it. They're used to juggling a lot of women. So I don't know what their difficulty is probably trying to, zoom in, narrow in on one. So what are the couples I like this week? I like Thaddeus and Catherine for some reason. I'm not mad at Tyson and Felicia. I feel like she knows what she's doing. She's a beautiful girl. And yeah, I feel like I want to see her get the most out of what this experience is. And Carlos, I mean, he booed up. So I don't have any other options for him because he's already made a decision. I'll have to get to you with that one next week when the new girl comes. In the meantime, y'all, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye, y'all.